Welcome to demo number 2. In our last demo, we had displayed various functionality. However, it was on separate platforms. In this video, we will demonstrate our user interface made in Flutter integrated with student and instructor functionality. Both students and instructors have Google Authentication functionality. The student functionality that will be demonstrated in this video is student study groups, student accessibility, and student attendance through NFC tags. The instructor functionality that will be demonstrated is consolidated feedback through extraction.
The login page through use of Firebase and Google Authentication API. So basically the way it works is you click on the Submit the Google button, then that will lead you to the screen where you pick which your email you're going to log in through. Then you can either pick the existing emails or you can also put in any other emails that you have. So you click on there, you'll go to your profile page. On profile page, you have it'll bring up your profile picture of the email, name and email ID, and then in order to log out, you can just click over here to log out.
For users to create a study group, they must navigate first to the student homepage. Then press the Study Group button on the bottom, which will be prompted to this page to fill in the information for that study group, such as the study group name. Let's call it study session. Location, Richard Weeks. And a date to be picked for that study group. For example, May 6th. And then we prompted to create the study group once all the information is filled in.
Hello, my name is Parth Patel, and I will be demoing the authentication side of this app. So in demo 1, we were able to showcase that on the authentication side of the app, we have successfully developed a way to utilize facial recognition, connect it to the server, and verify that it's you and your identity. And we're also able to successfully utilize the hardware on a mobile device to read NFC tags and write to NFC tags. And those were important functionalities, but in this demo, we will show how we have connected them to our servers and we have integrated them with the rest of the app. As you can see I have Android Studio open, and here we have the code for reading and writing, NFC tags. So we would write to server, read to server, and whatnot. But I think that it's best if I just show you on the app. So here we've just run a hot start to the app. This is the login page that you may have seen earlier. Let me just move my window so you can see more clearly. Okay. Okay, so from the login page, we click student and it's a class list. So we click view class list and we select a class. Now on the class, we have the option to join session. So when we click join session, we're now taken to this page. Or really, it's not a page even. We didn't want it to be a page because ideally authentication would happen natively in the class list page. You can just select the class, click join session, and it'll happen right there. So these two pop-ups come up, the top of which is for facial recognition, which asks you open camera. And if you click it, your phone's native camera app will open. You can snap a picture and send to our server to verify that it's you. The second part, which is what I'll be demoing in further detail, is the NFC authentication. Now, if we were to click this, I have my NFC tag here, and carefully pay attention to this right here, which is a logcat for this application, and follow along. So first things first, we're going to click scan NFC. As you can see, it's now scanning NFC card. Okay, let me just make myself a little smaller. Okay, so we're here. It's scanning NFC card. Now I'm going to hold my card to the back and Okay, just a second. Okay, now it's read the record with that key. It's sending to the server. Okay, okay, it's waiting for a response. Okay, now the server has authenticated that this is indeed a correct key on the card, and it's valid with the class session. So it has now generated a new key for this student to write back onto the card so that the card will then have a new valid key generated for the next student to scan. And so now if we just hold this card to the back of the phone and click scan NFC, we will, there it is. New key has been written to the tag. And so it's as simple as that. Obviously, I put breakpoints so that we can show this code one by one, but it happens pretty much instantaneously. And what's happening is the key on the card is being sent to our database or to our server, and our server is validating that with the database that it is a valid key for this class session. If it is, then it is recognizing the student as authenticated, as present for attendance, but it is also generating a new key that we write back to the card that is now valid for the next student. And this prevents abuse as there's constantly a new key being refreshed on the card. Otherwise, if you had one key for an entire lecture hall, it would be the same for the first person and for the 100th person. So potentially a student could scan it and send the key to their friend who's not at lecture, who's at home, and they could scan into class, which is not what we want. So by having this constant refreshment of valid keys, we're mitigating attendance abuse. So that's pretty much a demo of this side of the app. And as you can see, it's pretty seamlessly integrated into the rest of our app. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I look forward to the questions and answers. Take care.
Here we will demonstrate text-to-speech functionality within the app.
You are on the class view page of temp class. Body description info. Class info class ID 1254335. Times 2 o'clock to 3:20. Location Center of Coding. Professor Professor Bowie. Ta Keen. Button Join session. At the bottom there are two buttons. Left button is class view. Right button is join session. You are on the join session page. Body description. Take a selfie for identification. At the bottom there are two buttons. Left button is class view. Right button is join session. You are on the class view page of temp class.
Once the instructor selects a particular class from the instructor homepage, they are able to click Past Sessions, which directs them to this screen. As you can see here, there is a list of dates for each session that took place. The sessions can be ordered from most recent to oldest sessions. This button over here at the bottom allows the instructor to view all of the collective feedback from all the sessions in one list. Here is a list of all feedback from all the sessions of this class. We can navigate back to the screen with the list of sessions and click on a specific section to view the feedback students submitted for that date. On January 30th, the keywords from the most frequent to least frequent that occurred in the student feedback are listed here. This makes it easy for the instructor to efficiently see what students thought was most important in the class. The instructor can also view the word cloud, which will provide a visual representation of student feedback, providing the instructor with a better understanding of the thoughts of the students. We can click on a specific keyword to see the individual feedback responses from the students. When we click on lecture slides, we are able to see the 2 relevant feedback comments made by students pertaining to lecture slides.